Okay, how many supervillains are we talking here, Speedball?
3. No, wait. I think I see Coldheart in the backyard emptying the trash. That's 4 of them in total. And all 4 are on the FBI's most wanted list, right?
Cobalt Man, Coldheart, Speed Freak, Nitro? Yep, they all broke out of Rikers 3 months back. And all of them have records as long as your arm. Coldheart fought Spider-Man a couple of times. And get this, Speed Freak almost took down the Hulk.
You what?
These guys are totally out of our league, man. No way we should be going in there.
But think about the ratings. This could be the best episode of the entire second season. 6 months we've been driving around in the Midwest looking for goofballs to fight. And the best we've managed so far was a bum with a spray can and a wooden leg. This could be the best episode that really puts New Warriors on the map, dude. We beat these guys and people stop bitching about Nova leaving the show to go back to space.
So, what's the plan?
The plan is you spend 5 more minutes in makeup, Namorita. You think people want to see that great big ugly zit on your chin? Then we...
Uh-oh.
What's up?
Everyone in costume. It's a raid.
Go!
Holy shit!
I'd heard that clothes make the man speed freak. And in your case, it's totally true.
Sound was off for a second there, bud. Any chance of that last part again?
Sure thing. And in your case, it's totally true.
Wait a minute. I know you guys. You're those idiots from that reality show. I'm not getting taken down by Goldfish Girl and the Bondage Queen.
Beg to differ, Coldheart.
Could we cut out the part where she called me the Bondage Queen?
Oh yeah, because Night Thrasher sounds so much straighter. Got my bacterial beasties rusting Cobalt Man, if anyone wants to track down that old Captain Marvel villain.
I'm on it. On your feet, Nitro. And don't try any of your stupid explosions, because it's only gonna make me hit you harder.
Namorita, right? Aren't you the submariner's cousin or something? Well, I'm afraid we're not the bargaining basement losers you guys are used to. You're playing with the big boys now.
I'm told they've got a lead on Nitro. Word is, he sneaks out of town in the back of a pickup truck.
Does it matter? All these children, Tony. The FEMA chief said there could be 800 or 900 casualties. All dead for a stupid reality TV show.
They should have called us, Cap. Speedball knew the New Warriors were out of their league. The whole country saw the tape where they said they were only chasing ratings.
Marvel Girl, Cyclops, we need some help over here. Motion detectors are picking something up about 20 feet down, but we haven't got our diggers yet. Everybody back. Clear a little space, huh?
Can you handle this on your own, Rachel?
I can handle it, Scott.
6 more survivors over by the school's north side. Bring blankets and a defibrillator.
You've gotta be kidding me. We volunteered to help with a federal emergency, and you're still following us around?
Just doing our job, Wolverine.
A ban on superheroes. Well, in a world with thousands of supervillains, that's obviously impossible, Larry. But training them up and making them carry badges? Yes, I'd say that sounds like a reasonable response.
And so we ask you, Lord, for your mercy, not only for the souls of the children who perished, but for the super people whose carelessness caused this tragedy.
You filthy piece of crap.
Ma'am, please, we're going to have to ask you to leave.
Leave what? My own son's funeral? Stark's the one you should be dragging away.
Ma'am, I appreciate that you're upset, but the New Warriors' recklessness had nothing to do with me.
You fund this sickness, Stark, with your dirty billions. The blood of my little Damien is on your hands right now.
I hope you're getting all this, Parker.
Like Speedball, for example. Nobody likes to speak ill of the dead, but here was a body count who, by all accounts, couldn't even name the President of the United States. Their powers could be as awesome as nuclear weapons, Bill. Shouldn't they be tested before they're allowed to work in our communities?
Hey, baby! Sorry I'm late, but I had to rescue a bunch of cute kids from a burning orphanage on the way over here.
Is that true, Johnny? Or are you just making stuff up again so I don't get mad at you?
Well, swap orphans for babes and burning building for signing autographs, and it's completely true, sweetie. Chico! How's it hanging, big man?
Paris and Lindsay are waiting upstairs, Johnny. Chicks couldn't believe it when I said you were dropping by.
Hey, how come that loser's getting in when we've been waiting for hours?
Tell you what, gorgeous. Next time you save the world from Galactus, you can borrow my free pass, okay?
Yeah, what about the next time you kill some kids?
What?
Man, you got a nerve swaggering around town after that. I was you, I'd be ashamed to go outside.
Hell you shrieking about, Tubby? I got nothing to do with Speedball or the New Warriors. Those guys were C-list, tops.
Baby killer!
Johnny, I don't like this. I want to go home. Johnny!
Torch, the latest in a series of attacks on New York's super community. More at 11, plus the growing pressure on the president. The people of Stamford ask, what are his proposals for superhero reform?
So what are they saying, Dr. Richards? That I'll be forced to become a federal employee or face a warrant for my arrest?
Actually, you're one of the few post-humans they're hoping to seek a compromise with, Stephen.
Pension plans and annual vacation time? It's ridiculous. What are they trying to do, turn us into civil servants?
Looks to me like they're closing us down, Wasp.
Or making us more legitimate. Why shouldn't we be better trained and publicly accountable?
Somebody said we should go on strike if they mess with us like this. Does anybody else think this is a good idea?
No, it's Patriot, right? No, I don't think anyone here could seriously advocate a superhero strike, son.
So, what's the general consensus?
As far as I'm concerned, Stamford was our wake-up call. What alcoholics refer to as a moment of clarity. Becoming public employees makes perfect sense if it helps people sleep a little easier.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. The masks are tradition. We can't just let them turn us into kind of super cops.
Are you kidding? We're lucky people have tolerated this for as long as they have, Sam. Why should we be allowed to hide behind these things?
Because the world ain't so nice outside your ivory tower, bub.
Tell me about it, Stumpy. You think Johnny would have ended up in the hospital last night if morons like you wasn't out there giving us a bad name?
Who knows? But if they're forcing everybody to work for Uncle Sam, I think a whole lot of people might just hang up their tights.
Spider-Man! The secret identity thing isn't such a big deal. The Fantastic Four have been public since the very beginning, and it's never really been a serious concern.
Yeah, well, not until that day I come home and find my wife impaled on an octopus arm, and the woman who raised me begging for her life.
Does anybody else think we're being a little paranoid here? After all, this is all still just speculation at the moment, right?
No. This has been building up for a long time, Nighthawk. Stanford's just the straw that broke the camel's back. This is the end of the way we do business. I can smell it in the air.
Captain.
Commander Hill?
I'm told that 23 of your friends are meeting in the Baxter building right now to discuss how the super people should respond to the president's big solution. You think they're gonna go for it?
I don't think that's for me to judge.
Come on, Rogers, cut the crap. We're never gonna be tight like you and Nick Fury, but I'm still the acting head of S.H.I.E.L.D. Respect the badge if nothing else.
I think this plan will split us down the middle. I think you're going to have us at war with one another.
What's the matter with these guys? How can anyone argue with superheroes being properly trained and paid for a living?
How many rebels you estimate here, Captain?
A lot.
Any majors?
A few, but mostly the heroes who work close to the streets like Daredevil and Luke Cage.
So nobody you can't handle.
Excuse me?
You heard. This proposal goes to a vote in 2 weeks' time and could be law as little as a month, but we can't go in half-cocked. We're already developing an anti-superhuman response unit here, but we need to make sure that the Avengers are on side and that you're out there leading the Avengers.
Forget about it. You're asking me to arrest people who risk their lives for this country every day of the week.
No, I'm asking you to obey the will of the American people, Captain.
Don't play politics with me, Hill. Superheroes need to stay above that stuff, or Washington starts telling us who the supervillains are.
I thought supervillains were guys in masks who refused to obey the law.
Is this the hit squad you've been training to take down heroes?
Nobody wants a war, Captain. The people are just sick and tired of living in the Wild West.
Masked heroes have been a part of this country for as long as anyone can remember.
So, smallpox. Now grow up and stop being an idiot, huh? Nobody's saying you can't do your job. It's just time you went legitimate like the rest of us, soldier.
Weapons down, boys.
Stand your ground, gentlemen. Captain America is not in command here.
Weapons down, or I will not be responsible for what comes next.
Tranquilizers on, boys. Get ready.
This is insane. Completely insane. Damn you to hell for this, Hill.
Damn you to hell for making me do it.
Tranquilizers, now! Ah!
Take him down! Take him down!
Don't even think about him, little man.
Maria Hill to all units. Stop Captain America. I repeat, stop Captain America.
Jesus!
Keep flying, son, and watch that potty mouth.
You idiot. We're trying to save lives.
Am I the only one here who can see a big dome-headed guy staring at everybody?
His name is the Watcher, Spider-Woman, and he only appears to record moments of great change and enormous upheaval. His presence now does not bode well.
No! The fact that Congress has responded so swiftly just proves what an effective political operator Miriam Shaw has become. She and the other Stanford reformists have really tapped into America's quiet discomfort with superhuman misbehavior here.
And then he landed in a jet in a football field before taking the pilot for a hamburger and fries. Ain't that just like Captain America? Making sure a $2 billion warplane doesn't get damaged no matter how much trouble he's in? I'm glad you think this is funny, Mr. Secretary, because I was under the impression that our registration plan was controversial enough. Cap going underground means every superhero who disagrees with us suddenly has a figurehead.
Then we find ourselves a leader of our own, sir.
What are you suggesting, Mr. Stark?
You push ahead with registration as planned, gentlemen. Leave Captain America to us.
Lunatic broke my damn nose. I thought you idiots were supposed to be hunting him down or something.
More bad guys, Unit 5?
2 up here, and the boys downstairs say they got the Trapster chained to a sink in the men's room. How many does the Vulture and the Grim Reaper take him up to? Commander Hill, is that 8 of these freaks or 9?
15, Sergeant. 15 super criminals inside 72 hours. But the numbers don't add up. There's just no way Captain America could have taken down all these guys at once. It's physically impossible. I don't think he's on his own anymore.
Obviously, I'm disappointed Captain America is taking a stand like this, but I couldn't be happier about Iron Man coming on board. Still, there's 7 days before the act becomes law, so there's plenty of time for Cap to see sense.
Hear that? That's the sound of people starting to believe in superheroes again.
Will we still technically be superheroes after all this, Tony? Won't we just be S.H.I.E.L.D. agents when we're all on the federal payroll?
No, we're superheroes, Jennifer. We tackle supercrime and we save people's lives. The only thing changing is that the kids, the amateurs, and the sociopaths are getting weeded out.
What category does Captain America fall into, Iron Man?
He's wrong this time, Tigra. Trust me.
How's the project coming along, Reed?
Like a dream. Tony's big plan for the superhuman community is the most exciting thing we've ever worked on, Sue. He wasn't kidding when he said he'd revolutionize every meta-human in America. I've been this excited since I saw my first black hole.
Yeah, well, maybe I'd be excited too if his genius plan didn't mean jail for half our Christmas card list.
Agreed. But they don't leave us any choice if they refuse to register, honey. Just take a look at my projections if you need to see the social dangers they're creating.
What are you talking about? This is gobbledygook.
No, it's the exponential curve the number of super beings is following, and the apocalypse we're facing if unlicensed activity isn't brought under control. Tony's secret plan is an amazing opportunity for us, darling. You should hear the ideas he and Hank Pym have been tossing around. They're like concept machines. I don't think I've ever seen people this supercharged.
What's this number 42 thing?
I'm sorry, Susan, but I'm afraid that's classified information.
Oh, right. Well, I guess it's time I was making tracks for the hospital anyway, huh?
Give Johnny all my love.
Jonah, we just got word about a huge press conference Tony Stark is holding tomorrow morning. Yurik is in, but Parker's out of town. Who do you want to send in his place? Jonah?
Sorry, Robbie, miles away. Just think about how at midnight tonight, everything this newspaper has ever campaigned for officially becomes law. No more masks, and no more excuses about creepy secret identities. These clowns finally work for S.H.I.E.L.D. or they throw their butts in jail.
Do you really think all the heroes are gonna sign up?
No. Just the smart ones.
Unregistered minor tried to foil a robbery in costume. Air Command identified as codename Patriot and the Young Avengers. I'm currently in pursuit.
Roger that, Foxtrot 4. Permission to use tranquilizers at minimum force.
This little punk is bulletproof now?
Damn it, Face. Thought we had folks update this thing.
Guys, we gotta get out of here. S.H.I.E.L.D. just caught me breaking up a mugging, and now they're all over me. This is serious. These guys are not messing around. Oh boy.
You sure that kid's indestructible?
He'll be fine. It's the office block I'm worried about, dude. Man said property damage gotta be kept to a minimum, or it's head rolling time.
You see the trouble you caused? You see what happens when you try to be some big bad vigilante like your buddy Captain America?
S.H.I.E.L.D. unit just picked up the Young Avengers on West 23rd. Should we get a posse together and intercept?
Cap and the Falcon are already undercover on the scene, Daredevil. Cocky Mr. Wilson even told me to get the damn coffee on.
See, this is what I'm talking about. These kids are what? 16 years old, 17 tops, and they're out there in their pantyhose laughing it off the base. It's not like we're banning them. Man, nobody's stopping them from doing their thing. Hell, they're even paying these clowns to go official now. But they don't get a buzz out of being legit. Freaks only get off on the masks and that Mystery Man garbage. Gonna be one cold shower when they see the new pen they're building for these super creeps. You heard about this place? This number 42 thing they're constructing? Franken Supplies said you're not even allowed to look at the blueprints without these weird-ass special goggles.
You know something, fella? You talk too much.
I need you to rustle up one of your teleportation spells, and I need it now. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Attention all units in the George Washington Bridge area. Suspected hijacking of S.H.I.E.L.D. Bus 1. Please attend. I repeat, please attend.
Cops are blocking the road already, Falcon.
Congratulations, children. You just joined the Resistance.
S.H.I.E.L.D. Safe House number 23, one of 28 such places peppering the globe, and only known to 33rd degree S.H.I.E.L.D. officers.
And how many of them are there, exactly?
Just Nick Fury.
He's underground now too, and can only be contacted via Scrabbler phone. But he said we could use this place for as long as we like. And he's already working on our new secret IDs.
Why do we need new secret identities?
Your old ones are probably compromised, Patriot. You're gonna need somewhere to hide while we aren't out there kicking ass and taking names.
This is where we live for the duration. Tony's crew is planning something huge out there, and this is where we start to fight back.
Guys, I think you better see this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure I don't have to introduce you to Mrs. Miriam Sharp. Mrs. Sharp, you may recall, lost her son in the Stanford incident, and kick-started my passion for the federal employment of all superheroes.
Hell's going on now?
Likewise, I'm pretty sure Spider-Man needs no introduction.
I hope you know what you're doing here, Tony.
As most of you probably know, I've guarded my secret identity pretty carefully over the years. And it's only after a long talk with my wife and family that I've decided to take the following step.
See, the Registration Act gives us a choice. We could continue the trend that Captain America advocates and have people with powers completely unchecked. Or superheroes can go legitimate and earn back a little public trust.
Mr. Jameson?
Miss Grant, you won't even think about asking me what I want for breakfast, and you're fired, little lady!
I'm not wearing my old mask because I'm ashamed of what I do. I'm proud of who I am. And I'm here now to prove it. My name is Peter Parker, and I've been Spider-Man since I was 15 years old.
Mr. Jameson!
Any questions?
Soak it up, Peter. You're bigger than Elvis now.
You unmasked Spider-Man on live television.
No, Parker unmasked voluntarily, T'Challa, because Iron Man explained the gravity of our situation. Confidence in superhumans is at an all-time low. Stark's plan for a new beginning is the only chance we have left.
A super police force covering all 50 states? And me, helping him hunt down the superheroes who disagree with it? I don't think so, Reed. We don't like when America interferes in Wakandan affairs. And I can only assume the feeling is reciprocated.
Actually, the President requested this of you personally.
Well, I'm afraid he is going to be disappointed. Now tell me, what about Johnny Storm? Is the Human Torch recovering well?
I haven't checked in for a day or two, but Susan's barely left his bedside. If anything was wrong, I'm sure I'd have heard. I love it out here, don't you? This high-tech jungle. So eerie standing amongst trees without birds or insects. I've always meant to ask, does the ecosystem adapt itself or have you manipulated it artificially?
Word of advice, Reed. Call Susan.
I'm sorry, Yellow Jacket, but the Master said he wouldn't even consider supporting Tony Stark's plans. In fact, he's gone into seclusion in his Arctic lodge, in the hope that he might resolve your differences by fasting for 40 nights.
Well, he knows where to find us if he changes his mind, Wong.
Damn watch always seems to stop when I'm in this stupid house.
This must be the first time you and I have been alone since Marrakesh, Miss Frost. Tell me, does Cyclops know about that little arrangement we used to have when neither of us were dating?
Oh, Cyclops knows everything, Tony. He can't keep secrets in my telepathic mind, so it's only fair that I don't keep anything from him.
My, you really have changed. Obviously, you know what I'm about to ask. Is there any point in verbalizing?
Not especially. We had a meeting just last night and decided that helping you hunt down these anti-registration rebels would be a violation of everything the X-Men believe in.
Even with 90% public backing? And that boyfriend of yours so keen to curry favor with the White House again?
Perhaps we just know what it's like to be persecuted while you're fighting the good fight, Mr. Stark.
Ask the moms and dads in Stamford if they think Captain America's still fighting the good fight.
Oh, please. Don't try to blackmail me with genocide. Do you really want to compare notes? Where were the Avengers when Genosha died, Iron Man? Where were you when our babies were burning?
I thought you were supposed to be looking after the interests of your students, Emma. Is it really wise to put them on a collision course with the American government?
Oh, we don't want to fight, darling. We're perfectly happy to remain on this reservation they've made for us. All we ask is that you leave us alone, and in return, you have our word that we won't join forces with your star-spangled friend. Your choice, Mr. Stark.
They coming over, boss?
Afraid not, Happy. But they're not joining Cap's side either, which means we still have a huge advantage in terms of actual numbers. I say we go ahead with the containment as planned. I want those guys neutralized before I go public with the 50-state initiative.
Iron Man? Can we talk?
My name is Brett Hendrick. I'm a security supervisor at a shopping mall in Queens.
I am Victor Tegler, and I am an IT consultant for a major international finance corporation.
My name is Cooper Payton, and I'm an engineer from Long Island.
What kind of name is Rockwell Dodsworth? And how the hell did I end up as a community outreach worker? I told Nick Fury I wanted to be something cool, like an actor or a race car driver. You think he could maybe get me something else?
No, we take whatever Nick has to offer, Goliath. Besides, the secret IDs are just a place to go to ground when we aren't doing the important stuff.
I'm actually getting into this new secret identity thing. I'm trying to come up with new favorite foods, new favorite movies, new favorite bands.
What about Spider-Man? You believe Tony Stark talked him into just taking off his mask like that?
Strategically, it's a brilliant move. Nobody's guarded his secret ID more than Spider-Man, so it's a powerful message for all the costumes still sitting on the fence.
Are you well, Captain? You seem a little quiet.
Just thinking about an appointment I had 10 minutes ago with a kid from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I told him we'd play basketball in his backyard for a while, but the place is probably crawling with cape killers. It's the little things they've stolen from us with this registration garbage. The little things that make us who we are.
Petrochemical plant on fire, over by the Hudson. Base said there's 300 or 400 trapped inside, and they're sending Cloak and Dagger to teleport us down.
Keep the change, ma'am, and thanks for a wonderful meal.
Emergency distress calls, sneaking in alleyways and changing into costumes. I hate to say it, but I'm kinda starting to enjoy this.
Oh my god! What are you doing out of bed, Mr. Storm? You're supposed to be asleep.
Does anyone know where my sister went?
How many workers did the radio say?
300 or 400. But there's something weird going on here, Captain. I'm getting nothing over my infonet connection in terms of panic signals are.
What's wrong, Cable?
Get the hell out of here, boys! It's a trap!
Cloak! Wiccan!
Of course it's a trap. How else were we all going to get you in one place?
What the hell have they done to them, Cap? They're out cold!
Just a little tranquilizer to make sure nobody gets teleported away, kiddo. Skybird 1, you got these guys in your sights?
Ready when you are, Spider-Man. Just give the word.
Maria Hill to all airborne agents. You are only there in a support capacity. Hold your fire and await further orders.
Paymaster's going soft, Tony?
We didn't come here to arrest you, Cap. I talked S.H.I.E.L.D. into offering you final amnesty.
You mean a surrender? Thanks, but I think I'd rather take my chances.
Aw, come on! The only people who win when we're fighting each other are the bad guys, big man. This goes against every principle you ever believed in.
Don't talk to me about principles, Spider-Man. I saw that little stunt you pulled on TV. Is Mary Jane happy about the Sandman having her zip code now?
Cap, please. I know you're angry. I know it's an enormous change from the way we've always worked, but we aren't living in 1945 anymore. The public doesn't want masks and secret identities. They want to feel safe when we're around. And there's no other way to win back their respect. You've known me half my adult life, Cap. You know I wouldn't do this unless I believed in it with all my heart. We don't want to fight you. Just give me the chance to tell you our plans for my 21st century overhaul.
You've got 5 minutes.
5 minutes is all I need.
Alright, way to go, wingtips. Didn't I say this is all gonna work out fine?
What the hell?
It's a S.H.I.E.L.D. Electron Scrambler developed by Nick Fury's tech team in case you ever went over to the other side. You shouldn't have taken down 2 of my boys, Tony.
Head for the wire. Go!
Hank, please! We can do this without you having to grow!
I thought you were supposed to be smart, Bill.
Control to airborne. Do not get involved unless perimeter is breached. Codename Lightning is up next. I repeat, hold your fire until Iron Man gives the go-ahead. I don't want to fight you guys, Oakling. Why can't you just do like you're told, huh?
Yow! Careful, Cap. You could take a guy's eye out with that thing. Like these poor schmucks, for instance.
I don't understand. Where'd he go?
Spider-Man's wearing a new suit Stark designed. Bulletproof, glide function, and stealth mode.
Not to mention that butt-kicking button.
Armor. Reroute primary power systems and reboot. Rerouting. Reboot.
Captain, beware!
You're wasting your time, Steve. This armor has recorded every punch you've ever thrown. It knows your next move before you do.
Out of my way, you filthy traitors! He's killing him in there! Hold on, Captain! I'm coming!
Hold them on standby. Codename Lightning has first pass at this.
Ah!
My God.
Thor, what are you doing? It's me, man. The Falcon.
Where have you been? Everybody thought you were dead.
No, Dagger. That would be you.
Oh my god. This is wrong. We've got to get out of here. This is really, really wrong.
Wretches! You are not going anywhere.
Cap, please. Don't get up. I don't want to hit you again. Your jaw's practically hanging off. Just surrender, and I'll get you medical attention from the S.H.I.E.L.D. people out there.
You really think I'm going down? To some pampered punk like you?
Iron Man to all points. Activate your audio blocks. This is going to hurt.
Oh, Lord. This is horrible. I can't even look.
I don't like it either, Sue, but at least this way there's no broken bones. Stand down, Thor. The S.H.I.E.L.D. cleanup squad can handle things from here.
You're a tough old bird, I'll give you that. This frequency puts the human brain into shutdown. But look at you. You're still getting up. I'm sorry, Cap. I'll try to make it quick. Just close your eyes and you'll wake up in our superhero detention center.
Somebody switched it off.
So what are you waiting for?
Falcon, see to Captain America. We need to get them out of here.
Halfway there, Hercules. Cable, I need you to interface with Code Command and activate a teleport. Everybody else can gather around and hit you right back.
Open fire!
Get ready for the shortest comeback in history, Thor.
I don't think so.
My god. Thor just killed Goliath.
Fall back and regroup. We gotta get out of here, or we're all going down.
You are all going down.
Get out of here. Now!
What about our wounded and downed? You can't just leave them behind.
You're welcome to stay if it makes you feel better, son. Everybody else, fall in tight. We're only gonna get one shot at this.
Susan, thank you.
Shutdown code Richard Wagner 1813 to 1883.
What the hell happened, Reed? I thought you gave us some kind of directives. You said this guy would be just like the old Thor.
Sue, please, you've got to believe.
Don't even speak to me. Don't say a damn word.
I thought you said you knew what you were doing, Tony. I thought we were doing this so no one else got hurt. You okay, Hank?
No, Spider-Man. I am not okay. I just watched a new superhuman I helped create blow a hole through one of my oldest friends. Do you really think I'm so remote, so detached, that this wouldn't have some kind of impact on me?
To be honest, we're all a little freaked out. This wasn't exactly what any of us signed up for.
I still can't believe we cloned a god. Did you know Tony had been holding onto that strand of Thor's hair since the first meeting of the Avengers? What kind of man combs his furniture for hair follicles and skin cells?
A guy with a lot of foresight, I guess.
I just can't understand why our Thor clone killed a man. Is he missing a human conscience? Do we need to fuse him with a Donald Blake or a Jake Olsen to have him function properly?
Do you ever wonder if we picked the right site here, Hank?
Appeal for amnesty? Are you insane? We just picked up another 20 supporters, Nighthawk. Tony's people are disappearing by the hour.
So what? Bill's dead, and half of our guys got thrown in this number 42 complex, this big shield penitentiary Reed Richards was building.
And you're willing to let them get away with that, Kyle?
The way I see it, they can do anything they like now that they got Thor on side.
That wasn't Thor. That was just one of those Frankenstein's monsters they've been growing for their superhero army. You really think Thor would have murdered Bill Foster?
Bill was dead the second he thought he was bigger than the law, Cap. Come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
What you gonna do, Kyle? Pull on those nice little jack boots and smack whoever they tell you to smack? Superheroes are supposed to be volunteers.
No! We're supposed to be the good guys, Cage.
Cassie? I'm sorry, Kate. I don't want to end up in this super jail like Wiccan. I want to fight villains, not cops and other superheroes.
Let them go if their freedom means so little to them. It's time we ditch this base for a new one anyway.
He's just another old man scared of the future, Cassie. Won't be happy until the whole damn team's dead.
Hell of a send-off, given the circumstances.
Guy was a superhero, Happy. He saved a lot of lives over the years. That's something we can't forget, no matter how bad this gets.
Just a shame they couldn't shrink him down. I wonder how much his family had to shell out for these 38 burial plots.
Nothing. I took care of all the expenses. It was the least I could do.
Heads up, boss.
Mrs. Sharp,
Don't worry, I'm not here to give you a hard time. I know you guys have lost a lot of support in the superhero community, and I just came by to say my piece. Goliath knew what he was doing. He was breaking a law designed to save people's lives. If he'd only gone legitimate, he'd still be alive. This is no more your fault than a cop could be blamed for shooting a punk who pulls a gun on him.
Mrs. Sharp.
Shh. I also wanted to give you this. My son Damien's favorite toy since he was 3 years old.
Is it just me, or is Peter Parker acting very, very suspiciously?
My darling Reed, I know Johnny's out of the hospital and the family's back together again. I know I should be happy, but I'm not. I'm so ashamed of you right now, and ashamed of myself for supporting your fascist plans. I hate what I've become, and that's why I'm joining Cap's secret Avengers team. Please understand, this is not another cry for attention. This is not me trying to distract you from your all-important work. This is because our hands are soaked in Bill Foster's blood. And you're so blinded by your graphs and social projections that you can't even see it. Johnny and I will be working underground from now on, and that's obviously no place for Franklin and Valeria. That's why I've left them in your care and beg you to give them the time you have so often denied them in the past. I also didn't want your last memory of me to be tainted with all the blazing fights we've had in recent weeks. Hence the oily fish dinner, good brain food, the bottle of your favorite claret, an excellent antioxidant, and making love one final time, good for the immune system. I hope I don't look like a coward for leaving this way. I hope you don't think I'm a bad wife, or worse still, a bad mother. I'm doing this for the best of reasons, and pray that your genius can resolve this thing before one side ends up slaughtering the other. I love you, Reed, more than anything in the world. Please fix this. Susan.
So, how many of our guys are we losing?
More than we can afford. A couple of Cap's people are talking about coming over, but the balance is definitely tipped in their favor after this.
This latest iteration of the Thunderbolts you assembled?
I should stress that their involvement is strictly temporary. This is just to capture Cap's team, and they'll all go back to jail immediately afterwards.
Every one of them will be chipped and tagged, their every movement monitored by microscopic nanobots.
Well, they don't exactly look thrilled about the prospect of teaming up with the Avengers.
That's because they're not nice people.
I got you!
Control, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. Team 4. Invisible Woman is now being aided by the Human Torch.
Sue, make us invisible now!
Holy crap!
It has to be said, flooding the streets with S.H.I.E.L.D. agents has made an enormous impact on criminal activity. Our boys keep this up and we might not even need those new Thunderbolts.
Commander Hill wants a sit rep on Storm and Richards. S.H.I.E.L.D. Team 9, you nailed these clowns yet?
2 minutes, Control. Switching to infrared.
Nighthawk, Stature, can I just say how grateful we are that you guys are joining the pro registration camp? Couldn't have been easy just walking away from Captain America like that.
Actually, it was probably the toughest decision I've ever had to make, Mr. Hogan.
I know what you mean. Your head says Tony Stark, but your heart wants things just the way they've always been.
Unfortunately, we're living in a different world now, sir. I guess it took Goliath to make me realize that.
What about you, Cassie? You sure you're ready to just walk away from all the other young Avengers?
People want us to be properly trained, Mr. Hogan. It's not the 1940s anymore. All I want is to do my job to the best of my abilities.
Great. Well, I'll get you downstairs for background checks in a second or two. But Tony Stark said he wanted to welcome you guys personally. Not like the big guy to keep people waiting.
Peter, you're acting like a lunatic. Why can't we just sit down and discuss this like grown-ups?
Because there's nothing to discuss, Tony. I'm leaving the Avengers. I don't have a problem working for S.H.I.E.L.D., blocking heroes in the negative zone? The cyborg killing Bill Foster like that? Come on, man. You're in over your head.
What are you even talking about? Even though Thor acted like a police officer would, don't forget that Bill Foster was a friend of mine. You really think we're gonna let something like that happen again? What do you suggest we do with unregistered super people? Lock them up with regular prisoners? This is only a temporary measure, Peter. Lock them up in Rikers and they'll be out again in 5 minutes. What you need to appreciate is that there are forces within S.H.I.E.L.D. and the government who would like nothing more than to absolutely outlaw all superhumans. The compromise we offered them was regulating our behavior, because going back to the good old days was never on the table, Peter.
Get out of my way.
Don't be a fool. You really think you can just go back to your old life now that everyone knows who you are? This isn't about you anymore. What about May? What about Mary Jane?
Aunt May and Mary Jane are as far away as possible.
I'm disappointed in you, Peter.
Not as disappointed as I am in myself!
Avengers Headquarters. Reinforced glass. Now.
Stand back, Mr. Stark! We got him!
Stop! Hold your fire! Damn it!
Stark, this is Maria Hill. I just got word that Spider-Man's gone rogue. Remain in the area and wait for backup. I'm pulling in every agent on the ground.
Maria, wait! I just need to talk to him!
Request denied, Stark. Over and out. T-Bolt's division. I want 14 operatives active on a 60-minute trial. I know we're saving them for the final battle, but the situation is critical. Invisible mode essential at all times. Operation Thunderbolts is still top secret.
Whatever you say, Commander Hill.
I knew we couldn't trust that guy.
Heads up. Parker's been spotted running through a sewer between 3rd and 4th. Word from above says minimum force.
Well, if it isn't little Peter Spider-Man! How's it feel to be on the wrong side of the law, Parker? How's it feel to see the Jester wearing a sheriff's badge?
Man, you gotta see who we're hanging out with now, Petey. Jester and me, we're finally on the A-list.
Jack-o'-lantern? Oh baby, this is just too awesome for words! You want fries with that, honey?
This gig seemed like such a bum deal at first. Working for S.H.I.E.L.D., forced to do what they said.
But when word from the top says, kick the crap out of Spider-Man, well, what can we do? We're only obeying orders, right?
I just wanted to do the right thing. Did you know my girlfriend died of a broken neck?
Come on, let's have some fun while he's still stoned for my gas bomb.
Lay a finger on that guy and you get 5,000 volts, creep. You really think we're gonna let you freaks run around without a leash? S.H.I.E.L.D. support are on their way, boys. Just cuff them and sit tight.
Spoil sports!
Wait a minute. I know you. Skullface guy. I know you from way back, don't I?
You think they saw us?
Even if they did, what's there to see? We're not the Human Torch and Invisible Woman anymore. We're the Mr. and Mrs. Ryan Lando. And we're out for a midnight stroll.
I'm still annoyed Nick Fury couldn't find us any brother and sister identities. Pretending we're a married couple is the creepiest thing I've ever done.
How do you think I feel, sis? You look like my last date's grandmother. Still, it lets us get out there to help people, and that's what's important, right?
You hear about Cloak and Dagger?
No. What happened?
Busted over in Queens, which means our Baxter Building raid needs to be revised, because I was counting on Cloak for his teleportation skills. Damn S.H.I.E.L.D. units. We've lost a man for every one we've gained these past few days.
Maybe I could raid the Fantastic Four's files, Cap. I could shapeshift in one of their staff and waltz through security, no problem.
Got a bigger job for you in Arizona, Hulkling. Likewise, the Invisible Woman already has an equally pressing assignment.
What's bigger than stealing the plans for their negative zone prison? We get in there and free our people, and this starts looking like a fair fight again.
Why the hell does he call it a number 42 anyway?
Knowing Tony Stark, it'll have something to do with his mother.
Get a medic, now!
Linda, Shane, get over here!
Multiple fractures and serious blood loss. Thanks to Tony Stark and his buddies, Dr. Foster. He seems to have ingested some kind of hallucinogen at the same time. He's on our side now.
Our side? Since when were you on this team, Punisher?
Since the other guy started enlisting known thieves and multiple killers. Who do you figure's been running around in a ski mask and covering your backs these past few weeks? Way I see it, you people need all the help you can get.
Great, why don't we just call up Hannibal Lecter and ask if he's available too?
Because Hannibal Lecter hasn't got the Black Ops training to get you into the Baxter Building.
Oh god, please tell me we aren't so far gone that we're setting up the Punisher.
Your call, Cap. Do we hand this nut over to the cops, or do we hear what he has to say?
Quiet, Cage. I'm thinking.
The public's behind us. The government's behind us. Crime is at an all-time low. Why are our own people the only ones causing problems, Jennifer? Sometimes I wish we'd never gotten involved. Do you ever stop to think how much easier things would be if we hadn't spliced Thor's DNA with Hank Pym's cybertech? We didn't have this big final battle plan with all those Thunderbolt lunatics? Hank wouldn't be doped up on antidepressants and my darling Sue would never have left.
Maybe not. But public opinion would have forced S.H.I.E.L.D. to bring down every superhero in America. People were sick of 16-year-old kids blowing up buildings, Reed. You guys gave us all a future.
You have to understand why we're doing this, Daredevil. We don't take any pleasure in hunting down our friends. We're backing these reforms because the only other option is a complete ban on all superheroes, and nobody wants that to happen, right?
Gateway's active. Proceeding through.
Our big idea is a 50 super team spread over all 50 states, each one licensed and accountable to the taxpayer. It's the next stage in superhero evolution, a federal force from coast to coast. We've been working on this for months, creating new superheroes and revamping anyone who wants to join us. Naturally, you'd be at the top of the list if you were interested. You could even have your own team. Nobody wants to put you in jail. What do you say? Can we talk?
Actually, he barely said a word since we brought him in, Mr. Stark. But we found this silver dollar under his tongue.
A silver dollar? I don't understand.
Guess that's 31 pieces of silver you got now, huh? Sleep well, Judas.
Can we still call him Hercules if there's already a Hercules out there?
Fortunately, Greek gods aren't especially litigious, Commander Hill. Besides, all those Goliaths over the years never bothered me.
The Avengers in New York, and these champions in California give the initiative a nice sense of balance, Dr. Pym. And making Hermes a former track star was a stroke of genius. Was that you or Reed Richards?
Actually, that was Tony Stark. He also came up with the idea of making Aphrodite a former supermodel. Stand clear of the track, please.
What kind of speed is Hermes hitting now?
Mach 1 if he hasn't eaten, but we'll have him at Mach 3 by the time we go public.
The champions in California, those Mormon heroes in Utah, and the Space Knights heading for Chicago. Who did we have for Iowa again? Are you sending the ForceWorks people over there?
Pending background checks and the local authorities giving their absolute approval. The public needs super people they can count on. We do this right, or not at all.
Problem with Poseidon, Dr. Pym. I think one of the guys fed him the wrong stuff and he turned a funny color. Could you come take a look?
No problem. Would you excuse me for a moment, Commander?
Reed, it's Tony. How's the Thor Cyborg's reprogramming coming along? Have you found out what the problem was?
A little late for Bill Foster, but the blocker in his head should stop him killing anyone when we go for the big push. What's the situation on the ground? I've been in surgery for 36 hours straight.
Just like you predicted on your probability map. Crime figures haven't been this good since Eisenhower was in office. Can you imagine how boring it's going to be once the new heroes are up and running too?
Boring's good, Tony. Boring means little kids aren't getting buildings pushed on top of them.
How did your call with the president go?
I just read him the riot act and told him I wouldn't play a part in our big finale unless I had an absolute guarantee that Sue and Johnny wouldn't face arrest.
What did he say?
He said he'd give us 12 immunities, but everyone else would be open to prosecution.
Leave the rest to me. I'm seeing him for dinner anyway.
Just past level 38, and none of their alarms have registered. Only 2 more stories, and we're in there, Cap.
Careful, Castle. You even brush against one of those things and the whole system attacks you as an invading organism. She said Reed based their security on the human immune system this month.
Relax. Nothing can read me while I'm wearing the dampers. I'm invisible to all cameras and trip beams.
Where the hell did you lay your hands on this kind of hardware anyway?
Let's just say Tony Stark's warehouse manager should invest in bigger locks. Okay, I'm in their data house.
Good. Now I need everything you can find on this number 42 complex. This big super prison where they're holding our guys in the negative zone. I need the size, how much space we'll have to move around, and how many access points they built. Think you can handle that without shooting somebody in the head?
Hilarious. Uh-oh.
What's up?
This compound's got more than anything I ever saw. We're gonna need a lot more than your team of grunts to spring these guys.
I'm on it, Castle. Just keep typing.
Thank you for seeing me on such short notice, Namor. I know your court prefers to follow royal protocols, but we haven't got much time. The rebel team's raid is planned for tonight, and everyone else has turned us down. Having you on side can be the difference between winning and losing.
Your Majesty.
What?
I believe that's the correct term when you're addressing a foreign dignitary, Mrs. Richards.
Don't play games no more. This is the gravest crisis we've ever faced. They've issued a superhuman draft, and they're imprisoning people who don't comply. Can you believe they're actually recruiting supervillains to bring us in?
You talk like it matters, Susan. Power struggles on your little mound are as meaningless to me as the tides are to you. The death of my cousin, Namorita, was all that mattered in this debacle, and her assailant has been dealt with privately.
But Cap's one of your oldest friends. You've known him longer than anyone.
And where is his friend now? Trying to make deals with the X-Men or Stephen Strange while he sends you here with your puppy dog eyes. Tell this new master of yours I have no interest in helping a man who would take advantage of our unique relationship.
What are you talking about? We don't have a relationship.
I can feel your heartbeat through the water, Mrs. Richards. And it tells a very different story from the lies upon your lips.
How you doing, Spider-Man? Feeling better?
Not too shabby, Cage. Still a little woozy from the jack-o'-lantern gas bomb, but I've got to say I'm psyched being in my old costume.
It gives me a good feeling, too. Man, like things are finally getting back to normal. Know what I'm saying?
Geez, you two want to get a room?
Oh, what's up, honey? You jealous?
Okay, let's get down to business. The Punisher got us all the plans on the Negative Zone prison, and the layout of the place can be found in this three-dimensional schematic. Ostensibly, it's for high-risk supervillains, but as you know, rebel superheroes are being held there too. But we need to move fast. Our intel suggests they're planning a huge assault with S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Thunderbolts, so tonight is our absolute last opportunity. Spider-Man, we know you're not in the best of shape right now, so nobody's going to judge you if you sit this one out.
Not a chance, Cap. I need to do something to make up for all the bad moves I've made lately. Besides, numbers being what they are, I think you're going to need every extra pair of hands.
Actually, numbers might be a little better than we anticipated. Goldbug, Plunderer, you want to come out and tell everyone what we discussed?
What?
What the hell is going on here, Diamondback?
You guys ain't the only ones scared we're heading for a police state, Captain. The super criminal community is more concerned about Stark's plans than anyone.
We just came by to let you know we're here if you need us. Only fair if Iron Man's got supervillains on his side, right? What do you say?
What? Ugh!
You murderous piece of trash!
They were bad guys, Cap. Thieves and killers.
Shut up! Fight, you coward!
Not against you.
Get him out of here, and throw his guns in the incinerator. I must have been out of my mind to give this animal a shot on this team.
I wonder why he wouldn't hit Cap.
Are you kidding me? Cap's probably the reason he went to Vietnam. Same guy, different war.
Wrong. Frank Castle is insane.
I hope you like the gardens we built in the children's honor, Miriam.
They're beautiful, Tony. So nice to have a place where we can come and sit, whenever we're feeling lonely and stuff. I really want to thank you for all of this. Not just the money, I mean. All the work you've done to push my big idea. I hate how much it cost you personally. I never would have asked if I'd known your lives would get torn apart like this.
We knew what we were taking on, Miriam. There's no shame in making enemies if it means making people safer.
Are you not tempted to simply end it? With your great power, you could stop this quarrel with a gesture or a whisper.
Precisely why I must remain above the fray. There is no right or wrong in this debate. It is simply a matter of perspective, and it is not my place to influence the evolution of the superhuman role.
As a watcher, I am more than familiar with such dilemmas.
Thank you, Susan. I think it's safe to make us visible again now that we're through. Panther, what's the situation with prison security?
Neutralized from top to bottom, Captain. Though I hate to think how long it would have taken if we didn't have Mr. Fantastic's blueprints.
Our friend Goliath would still be alive if my wife and I had taken a stand when you first asked us for help.
What's wrong?
My spider sense is going off the scale. Seriously, this is DEFCON 1.
I'm not surprised. You've just walked into another trap, Captain. Earth's mightiest heroes plus Earth's mightiest villains. We've had a mole on your side for over a week, and you're outnumbered 10-1. Would now be a good time to talk about a surrender?
I don't think so. If you're talking about Tigra, we knew all about her, Iron Man.
What?
You're not the only one with a spy in your team.
Impossible. The only people who knew about Tigra were myself, Hank, and Reed.
I'm sorry, Tony.
Hank? What are you doing? You believed in this more than any of us.
Oh, but I'm not Hank.
Dr.
Pym's been drugged and unconscious since I knocked him out and replaced him back in Arizona this morning. I'm Hulkling, the Young Avengers resident shape changer.
Oh dear God. If he could mimic Hank's voice and retinal pattern, he's had full authority to do whatever we can.
The cells.
I believe this evens the odds a little. Now close your eyes, gentlemen. This might hurt. Avengers assemble!
What's he talking about? I thought our side was the Avengers.
Come on, hurry up! I'm finished. It's done. The gateway back to Rikers locks in T-minus 5 seconds. Ah!
Are we too late?
No such thing, Dagger. Rikers was the official doorway from the negative zone. But there's still one more, if I can remember that 69-digit code.
I'm all ticked off, and I brought my can opener, Shellhead.
Spider-Man!
Just so long as you remember the bandages.
Black Panther's overriding our system, Commander Hill. Program says he's rerouting the bridge to the Baxter building.
Close it down. Now. They escaped and it's your head, Jablonski.
They're onto us. They're closing Reed's portal. We've got 10 seconds and counting.
Cloak, it's me. We need the biggest teleport you've ever pulled. T'Challa's sending the coordinates. You either pull this off or we're stuck in here forever, Tyrone. Do it!
What the hell?
Oh, God. Tell me that isn't Cloak.
All the flyers, grab a friend, now!
Thanks for screwing up the plan, creep.
Iron Man, to all points. Evacuate the area and contain the fight to Midtown. I want no civilian casualties. You hear me? No civilian casualties. You think I'm stupid, son?
Everybody this way, nice and calm. You folks take your time and nobody's gonna get hurt.
Amazing.
Spectacular!
Where's Cap? Somebody find Captain America. He's too dangerous to be left out there unchecked.
Doesn't look too dangerous to me.
Me neither.
Man, is this the living legend of World War II? Who is he fighting? Bing Crosby?
What's so funny, Captain? You like our little jokes? You share Bullseye's sense of humor?
No, I'm just thinking about my pal up there kicking your butts in the next week.
Imperious Rex!
It's Namor. We're dead. With them on his side, Cap's going to wipe the floor with us.
Take it easy, She-Hulk. We're covered. You think we've been sitting on our hands the last few months?
Have at thee, vile traitors!
What he said.
You and me again, Cap. Just like last time. Let's hope I don't have to put you through all that pain again, huh?
Well, things are a little different this time, Tony. Vision.
Iron Man's armor is compromised, Captain.
Now I'm fighting dirty.
Iron Man!
Thou shouldest fear for thyself, monster.
What in God's name? Ben?
You really think I was gonna sit this one out eating croissants? Get your act together, Susie.
Sorry, not in my job description.
Susan, look out!
Freed!
Oh, man.
What have you done to my husband?
Okay. This isn't good.
How darest thou wear the flesh of the Odinson? I knew Thor. Thor was a friend of mine. And you know something, imposter. Thou art no Thor!
What are you waiting for, Steve? Finish it.
Get the hell away from him!
What in God's name?
Let me go. Please, I don't want to hurt you.
Don't want to hurt us? Are you trying to be funny? It's a little late for that, man.
Oh my god. They're right. We're not fighting for the people anymore, Falcon. Look at us. We're just fighting.
Cap, what are you doing? They'll throw us in jail if you surrender.
We were beating them, man. We were winning back there.
Everything except the argument. And they're not arresting Captain America. They're arresting Steve Rogers. That's a very different thing. Stand down, troops. That's an order.
My dear, sweet Susan. Forgive my erratic handwriting. You know how difficult I find slowing my thoughts to a speed where the human hand can translate my sentiments into linear sentences. It has been 2 weeks now since that terrible battle, and I was pleased to see that you accepted the general hero amnesty given in the wake of Captain America's surrender. I saw you during the cleanup, but felt it was inappropriate to discuss our future while our adrenal glands might still impair our judgment in romantic matters. You looked so beautiful, so vibrant and clear-eyed. I cried for a full 93 minutes when I returned home that night. By now you will have seen the launch of the initiative. At least one super team in every US state. I'm sure you can appreciate the pressure we were under, creating new heroes, revamping old ones. Decentralizing this community from a single coast and building a superpower for the 21st century. Even our controversial prison in the negative zone was met with rapturous applause when we finally went public. How frightening the world must have seemed before this. Vigilantes, amateurs, supervillains brooding in cells that never seemed to hold them. The only surprise is how we were tolerated for as long as we were. Of course, it would be a lie to suggest that everyone is happy with our new arrangement. Some have moved to Canada in the hope of a more old-school career, while a small band of Cap's followers remain radicalized in the underground movement.
Dig the outfit, man.
Thanks.
Not to mention Captain America himself. On the whole, our experiment has been an enormous success. What once seemed like our darkest hour has been transformed into our greatest opportunity. Working with the government, our remit has moved beyond simply law and order, and we're now tackling everything from the environment to global poverty. Tony, in particular. Can you believe the new job the president has handed him? But the opinion polls and utopian ideals mean nothing unless you're here beside me, my darling. I promise. No more traps, no more clones. None of those painful things we had to do on that path to respectability. No matter what we achieve in this new America we're trying to create, it can never be heaven unless you're here too. Please, 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 come back to the family who needs you more than oxygen.
Director of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Why not, Mrs. Sharp? As a man with close links to both the government and the superhuman community, I think it makes perfect sense if Nick Fury's still among the missing. Could we have a couple of coffees over here, please, Deputy Commander Hill? Cream and plenty of sugar. We won the war, and now we have to make sure to win the peace. I want people to get enthused about the new way of working we're hoping to initiate. Did you hear the state of Colorado just requested the Thunderbolts as their official team?
Yeah, well, as long as you drop one or two of the nutcases, right?
Nevertheless, it's still a tremendous step. Giving these offenders a second chance is something we tried to do as far back as the original Avengers. Do you know why we called our prison number 42?
Nope.
Because it was number 42 of 100 ideas Reed, Hank, and I wrote down the night your son was killed. 100 ideas for a safer world, and we aren't even at number 50 yet. Doesn't that sound exciting to you? Cleaning up S.H.I.E.L.D. is number 43. Believe me, ma'am, the superhero community just found the greatest friend they'll ever have. Do you really think I'd let anyone else guard my friend's secret identities?
You're a good man, Tony Stark. You risked everything to get us to this place, but I truly believe you've given people heroes we can believe in again.
Oh, the best is yet to come, sweetheart. That's a promise.
Never know whose side it's on. Think you're gonna see someone, but you are the only one. Am I alone? Am I alright? Am I insane? Am I alive? What does it take to stop waging war?